Welcome back, guys. Today we're going to be talking about the channel art and more specifically the logo design for my YouTube channel. To start, we had in the top left here, I started by just throwing down an oval on one of those little oval tray sheets, and then I had to settle on a name first, which was HighPolymer, so an H and a P. So I thought the most obvious way would be having an H and a P in the logo, and I thought that was the best way of representing my channel. So we started with an oval, and we had the H and the P, and then I went, tried to make it all blocky. I was hoping this would represent like an eraser, because that was HighPolymer, if you're not aware, is like a type of Pentel eraser. And here we go with a color test, and it looked pretty bad. And it evolved from there. We threw it into Photoshop.
Yeah, so we threw it into Photoshop. This is Chase, by the way, his friend. So we threw it into Photoshop, and we were just playing around with it a little bit digitally. We were kind of trying to test out that block design and kind of see what we can make it look like. We also tested around with some, like, what is the term for that, color subtraction?
Like negative space, like using negative
yeah.
space to make like the logo, like shape the logo.
So we messed around with that a little bit, but like you said, didn't really turn out exactly how we were hoping. And I also made like kind of a sample logo at the beginning too, but it really wasn't like the fit that we thought would look best on the channel. So
first idea, worst idea. We iterated from there, and then I was like, what if we tried making it an eraser? Because my channel's named after an eraser. So I was like, thinking pink. Pink's like a very iconic color for an eraser. I think that's what people associate with eraser when they think it. And it turned out pretty terrible. Pink didn't work at all. The Pentel erasers aren't pink anyway, so it wouldn't make any sense to have it in the logo. It looked kind of cheesy. And so we moved from there to an all orange colored logo with an eraser. Chase had some good Photoshop mock-ups when we first started for HighPolymer, and they were all in orange. So I was like, let's try the orange color scheme. It didn't really work for me. I wasn't a fan. As you can see, I was experimenting with different shapes for the eraser and different like using asymmetry a little bit to try to make it look a bit more visually interesting. And it didn't really work. So then I went on Google a little bit and started browsing around for some inspiration about like eraser icons and like various like digital drawing applications. And having a single tone wouldn't work, but having a two-tone, you'd be able to convey the icon is an eraser a little better. And I liked this high contrast. Chase recommended using red and white, so I just simplified it and used red and white. I threw that on there with a little marker. Again, I tried the orange, didn't like the orange. And then I threw it in a circle just to see what it would look like. And we iterated from there, and basically that's what turned out to be the final design. I eliminated the gray border and then used a contrasting tan background in the final digital little thumbnail for it. But
you also put on the little white strip. The
white strip. The white strip was motivated by, that's like how a lot of the graphic design on the eraser sleeves look. And that's exactly what we're talking about here, is there's a little asymmetry involved in the logo, right? Like, not everything is symmetrical. So I went here, and basically everything's symmetrical apart from this weird shader line to make it look 3D. So I added the strip because a lot of the erasers that I use had those, like a little white, they had a separation with the logo on the top and then some text on the bottom.
Yeah, I think the line looks really good.
The line makes it look a lot better, and I think it makes it look way more interesting visually.
Alright, so we're going to jump over to just the digital side a little bit. There wasn't that much that we did digitally, but we'll show you a few things. This is
all done. The whole workflow for this was about 3 hours, 4 hours for timeline-wise. Over the course of 2 days, though.
Yeah, you did step back from it a little bit.
Right, I wouldn't,
important.
And I think that's an important note for people. Like we said, first idea, worst idea. Chase said sleep on it. I agreed. I was trying to knock this out in one night, just get it done. But I sat down the next day and came up with this idea. And sometimes when you just go back to the drawing board, you can come up with something that you didn't really expect.
Yeah, no, definitely good to take a step back and try different things. All right, we're going to jump over to digital, and we'll see you guys in a second.
Here we have the first concept for the logo with the eraser and the white bar added. And I was trying to have this weird gray border because I was originally going to have this on a white background. It wasn't a tanned background initially. I just put it on there when I sent the PNG file to Chase. I thought about it for a minute, and I realized this was like a little too liney in a weird way. I'd rather have it be the two primary colors, white, red, and then just have a shadow going through it. So this is an example of you have a simple design and it turns out to actually look kind of messy for some, like there's just a little too much in there. So I arrived at this, I redrew it and simplified the logo. And to me, I liked this a little bit better. I still might add a shadow line to imply a little three-dimensionality to it, but I think that for now is good enough. Looking back on from where we started to where we finished, I ended up with a completely different product, and I definitely wouldn't have thought of this as the first idea for my channel art. And it was cool to see it iterate through the
So we're currently in my basement because this is obviously the first video. We're just trying to test out different workflow patterns. We're in this like mini studio setup, but there also happens to be some, I think that was a water,
it's a moist room.
It's a moist, yeah.
Yes.
So anyways, sorry about that interruption.
But yeah, I sent this to Chase, and I don't know. What did you think of it when you first saw it?
Well, at first I thought it was weird, because I don't know, we'd been working on the other concept, but then I was like, no, I actually really do like it, because it definitely is like you in like a weird way. I don't know, you guys don't know him as well as I do, but it's definitely like, because it's kind of weird, but it also does look professional. Like, I think it's like the right balance between like quirky and professional. It's very unique for sure, and it definitely does have, it looks like HighPolymer, you know, like it looks like the name.
Does it look like an eraser?
Yeah, no, it does. Not like right away, but like,
I think if you know what it is. Right?
Yeah,
like
and it's just like, to me it almost looks like a little person, which is perfect. So I really like that, and yeah, I mean, I definitely think it looks better when it's just I think simplicity for logo design is always crucial. I think the shadows are like fine, but I think it looks a lot better with just the two colors.
Think just leaving it no shadow?
Yeah.
I think it looks a little bit, yeah. I kind of agree. I don't think I'll even add it. I think I'll just leave it.
No, I think it looks really good for right now. If you guys have any suggestions, obviously feel free to leave a comment and all that stuff. But yeah, so I don't know, what do you plan? Is this a little sneak peek
here's
for the
like
future?
A concept for the banner art. I'm not really sure what we're gonna do with this, but
yeah, I think eventually you should have like a full like mural. Or like,
yeah,
like a symbol. I think that'd be so cool. I don't know. What do you guys think? Like, I think that'd be kind of cool.
Eventually having a mural would be cool, but for now, yeah, I could design it in this format, right? Like I could use the same canvas size and develop something from there. But I think to start, I'll just throw a bunch of art on there that looks semi-decent and then makes me look somewhat credible.
Yeah, no, I think
just,
that's a good idea.
And then just be done, just because I don't want to spend too much time on anything. I want to start making videos, getting good at my workflow. So yeah, that was basically it.
Are there a lot of Procreate tutorials and stuff? How did you learn it? Is it
How did I learn Procreate? Procreate's super easy. Super easy. I mainly bought it because it's not subscription based.
How much did it cost?
It was like $5.
That's pretty sweet.
It's $5, and with a student discount on the iPad, and I'd been eyeing the iPad for just doing digital art stuff for a while, just because of its portable nature and stuff. I didn't like the whole. I wanted to draw on a screen. Yeah. And the iPad with the discount is easily the cheapest option for that. I know people have their gripes with iOS and Mac products in general, but I liked it. I think it has an interesting workflow. You could use an iPad, you can use Photoshop. Everything I'd say is a valid option for, at least in terms of what I'm doing, which is illustration and drawing. But you really have to master the tool you pick. Like you just have to pick one, you have to use it. Like,
that's a good point.
People get too caught up in the little toys.
Yeah, the gimmicks and stuff.
The gimmicky shit, and it's like, it doesn't matter. Just start, go.
Alright, so after the channel art, what's next?
After the channel art, there's probably going to be a hiatus. So all 0 subscribers or any Russian bots, you can stay tuned for.
I thought we were gonna get up to 80 million.
Well, you know,
eventually
my credit card's gonna bounce there. But the plan is to finish off the banner art, get a complete video uploaded, which will be this video, first video, and then gather some supplies and do a drawing video every Friday.
Yeah, because we still need to build your studio, because right now we're using my stuff. I'm going on vacation next week, but then when I come back for a couple of days, we're going to do the next video, which will probably be that banner art, and then hopefully by then we'll have the whole workflow set up for you so that you can start taking it over. And obviously, you know, it'll be a learning process, but I think it should be fun.
But it should be fun. It should be a good time. So obviously thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one, whenever that is.
Smash like. Smash like. Smash like.